Hi there, this is Peter Fan for Agent Builder Coaching, and in this week's edition of our Agent Advantage Weekly, week number 10, we're talking about getting a return on investment on your marketing, particularly in a pivoting, changing, declining marketplace, more of a buyer's marketplace, I suppose. And it's important, right? Because if there isn't as many transactions, then making sure that your money, the money that you're spending, is generating the return on investment that you're hoping and that you're expecting and needing to generate. And that's really kind of why we want to make sure that you get the clarity, the understanding that this is your business and you very much are in control of its success. And you know, advertising is not, for the faint at heart. That you can spend a boatload of money on it, not getting the return and the results that you're wanting or needing. So, with that in mind, this is not, just an expense. It is an investment in your business. And is that investment giving you the results that you're hoping for? I so casually oftentimes say, well, $3 in, $1 out in advertising. That's not the way to do it. It is $1 in, $3 out, right? You invest $1 in order to generate $3 worth of results, not the other way around. It's really not healthy for your bank account. It's not healthy for your financial well-being. So now, yeah, I get it. Some people say, periodically you need to spend a bit more money in order to get certain things done, and that may be true in some instances. But again, you need to walk through that door, understanding what your objectives are. Okay, so you know if you're doing um, kind of personal ads, as in who am I, what am I, telling the right story, am I generating the right profile, am I doing marketing videos, am I doing campaigns, what am I doing as far as um, raising the public's awareness of what I stand for, then you're not just looking for an instant return on investment, because building your profile takes time. And so dependent on where you are in the marketplace, in your community, in your longevity inside of that community, it becomes important to kind of see what you're benchmarking against. If you've been around forever in a community and nobody knows you, it's probably time to do more of that community profile work, right? If you've been around for a short period of time and everybody knows you, then hey, your profile work is excellent. You just got to make sure that people know you for the right reasons, i.e., that there is an automatic connection between you and your real estate business as well as the rest, right? So if people only remember you for your hobby or your past careers, that's not bad. It's a very good starting point, but you don't want it to keep it that way, because any referrals and any future business opportunities you want to come your way, that people remember you as the realtor of choice, right? So that's where you're aiming for with your return on investment with your superpower connection with the communities. Hope that makes sense. Okay. And absolutely, your passion for whatever it is that you're passionate about, put in the right context, put in the right framework, very much will raise your awareness or your presence in the community, and therefore the awareness by your target audience, and generate better results. There's no question about that. No question. Okay. So as far as smart spending or not spending, so to speak, is track your cost per lead. Right? Focus on campaigns with a strong call to action, CTAs. Okay. And the spending of money is easy, right? I said, oh, I'm just going to buy some leads. I don't know whether that works or not, to be honest with you. And these so-called quick return on investment type ads, I don't know whether that works. Honestly, I don't. If if you took $100, to give you an example, if you took $100 and you had a decent sphere of influence database list, I'd much rather you spend $100 inside of that database in a pop by, in a handout, in something that you can personally deliver than spending, $100 or even $50 on advertising online. It's just not the same return. It may get more eyeballs, but eyeballs is not what you're after. You're after results, right? Results. Results means commission checks, not leads. That's maybes. If you go into the bank and say, well, and the bank says, well, when are you going to pay your bills? Well, I got lots of leads. That may work the first week, but the second week they're going to say, you'd like a deposit, please. Okay. So here's a script for the week that you can use. Okay. For every dollar I invest in marketing, I generate $5 in buyer engagement. That's why my system works. That's a really good script for working with sellers, right? That you're frugal, but you're holding your money accountable, right? And that's an important part. If you can show without a shadow of a doubt that your marketing is generating results, cool. But you can only show that if you've tracked it, right? So again, that's why we give you the tools. So there's a couple of spreadsheets. There's an Excel spreadsheet and a Google sheet. They're basically doing the same thing. There's some explanation as part of the tools. So you can start tracking where your leads are coming from and what you spend on generating those leads. If anything, hey, if you didn't spend any money on generating leads out of it, bingo, power to you, right? So log your spend in your CRM, track the lead source every time. And it's important that, yes, it may seem tedious and it seems a bit over the top. It really, really pays off in the long run. Okay. If you knew that if you spend more money on, I don't know, YouTube advertising to generate results, and you can actually show that is generating leads and results, why would you not spend money in it? Right? Conversely, if you do, I don't know, park benches or signage, highway signage, or what have you signage, and you cannot measurably show results from that signage. Why are you doing it? It may make you feel better, but it doesn't. If it doesn't generate results in the long run, you've got to think about what generates me results. Okay? Again, it's not to say that the profile advertising isn't worth your while, but it doesn't generate immediate results most of the time. And if that's what you're after, spend it where you're going to get the impact as quickly as possible. Right? So track your leads, hold them accountable. So know your numbers is what is your cost per lead, what is your cost per appointment, what is your cost per deal, and hold that return on investment. Right? Know that return on investment. It is so important as you move forward in the business that you know exactly what is going on with your business so that you can figure out whether or not you are spending the money in the right places at the right time. Okay? So if you're doing paid advertising, look at A/B testing. What is generating more impressions, more impact, more results, more inquiries, right? And then start making small tweaks. Change out a word, change out a color, change out the phrase. Right? Minor things. Don't throw out the baby with the bathwater. If you're getting leads from something, but you don't get results, then you're probably on the right track, but you may need to tweak it a little bit. Okay. When markets are pivoting as they are, then it is important to really pay attention to your cost and the results even more so. Right? Again, no point in going after buyer leads, if the only leads that you're generating are leads that may buy if everything lines up, right? Versus you wanting to work with buyers that need to buy tomorrow or next week. What's the difference? Well, where you find them. It's very rare to find an instant buyer online. It's just very rare. Find them. If you build a relationship with somebody, then 6 weeks, 6 months, 9 months down the road, they will eventually buy. But if you found a buyer by way of a referral from a lawyer because they're going through a divorce or what have you, that's much more likely to pay off. So how much time, effort, energy, money are you spending with that lawyer? Educating clients creates trust. So again, if you have an insight, a perspective, a logical, rational, sometimes even emotional reason why people should make a decision in real estate now versus later, and you can properly explain that as an advantage to your target audience, that's educational and that's highly valuable. If you can market that, if you can promote that in such a way that you can generate leads because of it that become, loyal advocates for you, that's a really good spend, right? If you can do a webinar or a seminar or a Zoom meeting or what have you, and bring 5, 10, 15, 20 people together per day, paying attention to what you have to offer, you're doing well. And that's a wow. Okay. So in the download this week is this return on investment marketing calculator. There's also some explanations, some tips there, how to use it and how to implement it. So use that. And then, of course, there is always our social media posts as well. There's 5 different ones that very much talk about marketing. So hone into the use of marketing. And again, social media posts can very much be a contributor to all of your marketing. So pay attention to that. If you have any questions, if you have anything that we can help you with and grow your business, be delighted to talk to you about it. And pay attention to our subscription services, because all of the materials are also on our community site for the Agent Advantage Weekly, where you can learn a lot of the scripts, the dialogues. We've put all kinds of recordings there for you from the previous weeks and some other tidbits that you find helpful and beneficial. So hope you have a fantastic week. All the best, and talk to you soon.